It's day 10. I'm not exactly progressing how I think I should be because I've not worked on the foundation that I need to do, and I've not really worked on the plan. But I've been consistent with my videos, and not just with this channel, but I've made some videos for my other channel too. So I'm pretty happy with that. I've always beat myself up. Everything's always not enough or good enough or whatever. So I think that is part of the things that I need to work on too, is to quit beating myself up. So, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna work on that. Hopefully I can see this out here. Okay, so one of the things that I wanted to do, 10 days ago I did a mushroom trip, and I wanted to, every time I do mushrooms, I always come up with kind of my outline, I guess, or it's like a whole bunch of ideas and things to do. And it doesn't really sway, so it's all based on, you know, my purpose and what I need to do. And it's like a download. It's information, and a lot of times I let my ego brain talk myself out of it. So I'm trying not to do that now. And so one of my things when I decided to start this series was to go through my mushroom trip. And because I have this is probably part of ADHD, but I have this, like, everything's got to be perfect. And I had a friend who tell me once when he was helping me with something, and he said, you know, Courtney, sometimes it just needs to be done and not perfect. And I was like, what? And it took me a long time to think about that and to realize that he was probably right. So I wanted to make this elaborate video about how my mushroom trip was, and, you know, make it super powerful and strong, and like with a lot of B-roll and all of the things. But quite honestly, I don't have the time or the a bird was just flying towards me. I don't have the time or the want right now, because I have so much that I want to do. I don't think I need to make it like crazy, exciting, big, lots of graphics. I had a mushroom trip. I've had a lot of mushroom trips. I want to talk a little bit about my mushroom history. So I am really kind of naive with drugs. I am a big cannabis user, but that's about it. And to me, it was always plant medicine, and it was a way for me to help myself sleep. It was a way for me to connect meditating, and I just really liked cannabis. It also helped me really get off of alcohol. I remember before I started actually using cannabis, I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and I was like, man, I'm drinking like a lot lately, like almost every night, like it's a habit. And he's like, why are you doing that? I'm like, I don't know. He's like, why aren't you smoking weed? So I started smoking weed. And it helped me get off of alcohol. And I have a much better relationship. Actually, I can take or leave alcohol at this point after my awakening. But yeah, so I do find benefits in cannabis. So I was into cannabis. I was making a lot of edibles, and as a hobby, and had said, hey, have you ever done shrooms? And I was like, no, I have not. And she's like, you would like them, they're fun. And so I researched it, and I was like, I don't see that there's not a benefit to mushrooms, to psilocybin. So I didn't know where to get them at, and I'm like, well, I've been growing cannabis, so I guess I'll grow mushrooms. And I did some deep diving in how to grow them. I figured it out, and I grew some mushrooms. I had a friend that did a lot of drugs recreationally, and he was like, yeah, he's like, everybody should have mushrooms. Everybody should do mushrooms. And I'm like, oh, okay. This is how he explained it to me. He's like, you know how when your dog sees something and they absolutely see it, but you don't see anything? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, well, when you're on mushrooms, you see what they're seeing. And I thought that was a pretty good, accurate description of mushrooms. So, yeah, I started doing mushrooms. I recorded every one of my trips. I think that's what I'm going to work on this week, is moving some of my trip videos that I've already done over to this channel. And I'll probably rework them a little bit, maybe with some narration to them. But it's been quite a while since I've done mushrooms. I used to do them on a very regular basis, about every 2 weeks or so, when I was deep into therapy and EMDR sessions and working on myself and facing my trauma. And they're part of my journey. I think that they definitely helped my awakening. I don't remember if I was actually using psilocybin at the time of the event that I would consider the beginning of my physical awakening. They've been a huge tool, and religiously around the world, mushrooms have been used for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. So my feelings about, well, I'll leave it at that. I think they're a very powerful tool. I think they will get people past PTSD. I think they will get people past depression. I think they will get people past anxiety. And the reason I think that is because it worked for me. And I'm a huge proponent of them. And yeah, like, it's a very powerful healing thing. And I think if more people did mushrooms, the world would not be in the state that it is in. I truly think that we would all be connected. We would know that we were spiritual beings having a human experience, and there'd be a whole lot more love in the world. If you have a negative view of psilocybin or magic mushrooms, or you might want to re-educate yourself, because a lot of that is probably programming that you received. I know that I had to go through a lot of deprogramming and unlearning, especially about, spiritual aids like that. I wasn't spiritual really at all before I started this process, and boy, did they ever show me a whole new world. So I highly recommend them. Feel free to contact me if you have any questions. I love talking about this stuff, and I love helping and sharing the word and that sort of thing. So you can reach out to me at authenticcourtney@gmail.com, or my website, which is currently in a state of I need to work on that website. I take a lot of notes. Sometimes I talk. A lot of times I pull out my tablet and I write on it. And this is what I wrote today, or what I wrote 10 days ago. And this was like the start of recreating my life. So my notes said, next video, the story of Kate. It's the story of me. It's the story of survival. It's the story of finding myself, teaching myself, loving myself. Strange, I suppose, but it needs to be told. And I need to tell that story. I'm going to write that down, actually. Story of Kate. Okay, then I went to, why are people so mean? That thread on Facebook, my story of love. Maybe this is a thing. I'm going to create a recreating my life wish list, which is going to have a lot of classes that I want to take on there and experiences that I want to learn and grow from so that I can share with other people. I'm going to prove that the law of attraction works. I'm going to prove that love works. And I'm going to teach about love because love will win. My screen is black. It's really hard to read here. Okay, things I need help with. So, story of Kate. I'm going to teach people, these are my recreating my life wish list. With as much gifts as I used to be as Kate, that, receiving gifts as Kate, I hope to God that the people weren't peacocking me and they actually wanted to give me gifts, but I think a lot of them just wanted to get laid. Okay, so I'm gonna write recreating life wish list, law of attraction. I think these are all of my bullet points for my foundation. These are all of my bullet points that I wrote. I will need help with website. I need to create a simple page and blog. Conversations and coaching packages, I need to build that out. I need to work on my social media scheduling and getting consistent on video editing. I wanted to talk about my assistant that I hired through this. His name was Raven, and he was a virtual assistant based in the Philippines. He helped me immensely through all of this, and April of last year it became obvious that I couldn't afford to pay somebody's salary anymore, so I had to get rid of him, but he's still part of my story and I want to tell that. I said, this is a question, should I do all of my trips first unless they make sense by calendar? That's one of the things I'm struggling with, is that I have a lot of things in chronological order, and I thought I would tell my story chronologically, which makes sense, but I don't know how to get past the parts that I don't want to do. I'm like, if it's chronological, then I can't skip a part, but if I get to a part that's hard in my story, I don't want it to stop, if that makes sense. So I need to figure out a plan for that. And what I'm talking about is I had my spontaneous Kundalini awakening, and then I reached out for help from a lot of people and didn't get it. And then I didn't know what to do, so I just started recording myself, and I have a lot of my awakening recorded. And I think it will be a very useful tool for this channel and to help people, but this is what I'm struggling with, is getting started, and how am I going to do it when something's too hard? I don't want to stop. So do I need to tell it in chronological order? People probably aren't going to watch it in chronological order. They're probably just going to find something that fits, and then they'll find me that way. And so I don't know. It's like I go round and round in my head with this. I wrote, you are strong, you are brave, you were chosen, wake up, help, share, unite. And then I wrote, is that a t-shirt? My next thing I wrote, why the fuck does my dog know that I am on shrooms? He really does act differently. And then I started drawing a picture of Chewy. I said, this would be so cool if I could just draw, ha ha ha. Remember the time? Oh shit, I almost forgot. When I spelled his name on the sand. Oh my god. I'll find this video. After I left Vegas and I drove to Florida, I stayed in Pensacola for 2 nights. Basically so I could go to the beach. I lived in Pensacola for about a year, So it's like one of my favorite places. And I went to the beach, and Chewy had a very newly broken leg, and I was like wanting to draw his name in the sand, and I was so tired and I was so out of it that I literally spelled his name wrong and took like a whole bunch of pictures, and then didn't even realize that I did it until I reviewed the pictures and the videos like months later. It was crazy. I wrote, man, was I ever so out of it. That Kundalini shit was crazy. Oh, I said that Kundalini stage was crazy. How did I survive?
I'm just broken. I need help. I need help.
My story, my words, is my gift to the Creator. It's my duty, it's my purpose, and more need to awaken. My story needs to be told. Everything in my life was a lesson to get me where I am today. Dark will always try to break me. It will not. I've already been to hell. I've lived the low vibration hell, and I got out. It's my purpose to help others rise up. I need to tell my story. Kate protected me when I couldn't protect myself. Kate had boundaries and rules and standards, and she was beautiful and kind and held standards for herself that I was not capable of doing for myself. In a huge way, I think she was probably a spirit guide giving me life lessons. I want to go back to all the people who used to gift me for money for stupid shit if they would just help me grow. Like it's a social experiment. Were they just trying to bone me? Were they peacocking? It could be a former escort challenges past clients to help her grow. Seriously, I've been to hell and I'm ready to get fucking past it. You have been guided. Just listen. We will not lead you astray. Stay connected. That's weird because it was all. This is why I think I'm like totally channeling when I'm or downloading and receiving these messages, because it went from me to you have been. Like I was talking about myself, and then it goes, I said I have been to hell. I'm really fucking past it. And then I wrote, you have been guided. Just listen. We will not lead you astray. Wild. Stay connected. Okay, what's on the next page? I want to create sponsors for videos, a list of the videos that I want to create that I need sponsors for. I want to talk about the gateway experience, which I've been doing lately. Readings, classes, recreating my life, a shower for my rebirth. I'm throwing myself a shower. Okay, so the gateway experience came on when I was doing these trips, because a lot of times I listen to my Spotify music. I have a whole bunch of playlists with meditations and astral travel and all kinds of sort of things, because I love like hypnosis and meditation and guided meditation. So I have all of these things, and this gateway experience came up, and I had no idea what the gateway experience was, but it was so cool on mushrooms. So now I feel like it came to me and I need to research it, and I've been doing it a little bit at night. I said, why did this come to me while I'm on shrooms? Concentrate on photography, art, the beauty that you can see. Nobody sees the world like you see it. It's your gift to the world. Again, I'm changing tense there, so it's kind of odd to me. The dark will try to keep you down. Don't let it. Rise, then rise some more, and do it again, forever and ever. So I was just like writing down some ideas that I wanted to do as far as recreating my life. sessions because I'm doing talk and coaching sessions, and I thought I would do a certain number of them for donations. I need some help in some business areas, and I thought perhaps maybe I could do like a mentor me series where I could learn how to, you know, all the shit that I should have learned, I don't know, from a father, or maybe the government curriculum didn't teach me. I'm starting over. I could ask for sponsors for growing or learning. Teach me how to do something. These are like video ideas, series ideas, help me rebuild. It will all happen when I give it my energy, I wrote. Is there anything on this page? I think that's it. That is it. So that was the notes that I took that kind of gives you an idea of the things that come to me. I don't know if other people have this, but it's fly. Did you see it? I don't know what other people's trips are like, but mine are very often, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do. I get the same information in meditation. You would think that I would be doing it, but yeah, I haven't been. So even in my reading with Loy last week, same thing. She literally said, they want to know what you're waiting for. So it was like, poof, mind blown. So I think that is going to be in an upcoming video. I had some problems getting the video from her. I can't download it. So I don't know what I'm going to do because I want to share that. And I think I can screen record it, but it's going to take a while. So that's on my agenda. But this is video 10. And I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm becoming more accountable. I don't have my foundation going, but I'm being consistent, and that's better. So I will talk to you soon. That is my daily update today, as well as what the shrooms told me on my last trip. I hope you click the subscribe button. I have so much to share about my journey, my healing journey, after being, you know, childhood trauma, CPTSD, depression. I got through it with psilocybin, talk therapy, EMDR therapy, and I had a whole Kundalini awakening. I used to be an escort. Like, I'm telling all of this because I don't think keeping quiet about your problems helps anybody. And I know a lot of people are really afraid of being judged, and they kind of suffer privately, and fuck that. I did that for too long, and I've been through too much, and if I can help one person by sharing my story or the information that I know, then I think I'm doing good. I still don't have my website redone, but depending on when you're watching this video, my website is AuthenticCourtney.com. I am on Patreon at patreon.com/authentic_Courtney. I'm on Twitter at auth_Courtney. And yeah, I'm on TikTok too, Authentic Courtney. See me at one of those places. If you want to schedule a coaching or conversation, send me a message. And my other channel that I'm working on right now is Psychedelic Zen, and there you'll find a bunch of trippy videos, meditations, things like that. I should eventually I want to put some cool hypnosis and things like that, but it's not happening yet. But there's 300 awesome videos that you can chill out to or watch and relax to, and you're not getting the program from mainstream media. All right, talk to you soon. Bye.